Okay, now members, we are going to see this question is from trig says show that cos of 18 degrees equals to this. The hint we are going to use the identity for cos with 3a, then also double angle for sine. Anyway, so from there you start. What I'm going to start with, I'm going to let any element of my choice be this 18 degrees. So the first step there, I'm going to say let. So I'm going to say let A be 18 degrees. You can name it your any. Now, you see that if I let A, I'm interested in getting a 3 and then the 2. But when I sum those two, 3A and 2A, I get 5. So how can I get a 5 here? So that I need to multiply by 5 this side and also by 5 this side. So when I come here and say multiply by 5 this side, by 5 this side, you get 90 degrees. From there now I need to break them in. I need to break this 5 into two parts of 3A and then 2A. I think you can able to see it there. So now my 5A is the same as equal to 90. Then I can make 1 the subject either by taking this side or this side. So if I make 3A the subject minus 2A. So because I am interested in cos, I can introduce cos both sides. And from here, I'm going to apply an important property of complementary angles. Cos of 90 minus A is equal to sine of A. So now we have here, so from here I think you can see cos 3A is going to be 90 minus this is a complementary. So I'm going to have now sine 2A. From here, we are applying that there. Now from there, is that what I have there is now I have cos of 3A equals sine of 2A. Then I substitute for this and then for this. So this is equal to this. Then the double angle. And then from there, you can see cos is common, but as I advised you, we don't divide 3 in trig if you're not forming an identity. What we do is always better we factorize out. So I take this side, I'm having now when I bring now this side, this one becomes a minus equals to 0. I think now it's that cos is common here, and common here. So we factorize out that cos. Removing the cos throughout. Now from there, if we have a product of two things giving us 0, so either cos A is 0 or now, from here is that if cos A is to be 0, our A either has to be 90 or 270. But then when you come back here in our letting, our A was 18. So this one is not valid. Because if our cos A is to 0, either our A has to be 90 or 270. And it's not valid because our A is 18. So now I consider this now. So now, equal to 0. Of course, you know that this one now, I use this, I'm going to do it here in terms of sine. I want to now make a product in terms of sine. So I use the first identity, the Pythagorean identity, which says 1 minus cos squared the same as 1 minus sine squared A. Can you open brackets there? We have now 4. Getting this 4 there. Now from there, I'm going now to make a quadratic in terms of sine. It's better I take everything this side. So when I take this side, I'll be having now 4. Now this is minus, it comes to a positive 4 minus 3 I get a 1, and that 1 I take the other side to get minus 1 equals to 0. Now, so I have here a quadratic in terms of sign, so I solve it using a bulldozer. So there my A is 4, my B is 2, then my C is negative 1. So from there, using a bulldozer, minus 2 square root of B squared, which is 4, minus 4 into A, which is 4, into C, which is negative 1, the whole over 2 into 4. Substituting in for that. Now from there, we just need to simplify. This is going to be minus 2 plus or minus the square root of. This is going to be negative 16 times negative 1 to give us positive 16 plus 4. That will give us 20. So root 20, the whole over 8. Now you see that you can express this as there is a square number here. So this is the same as plus or minus. This is 4 times 5. The square root of 4 becomes 2 root 5, the whole over 8. So simplifying that is that my sine A is going to be 2 by 2 throughout the whole over 4. But now, because our A is an acute angle, our A here is that it's an acute angle, it means that this sine of A should also be in the positive quadrant. So meaning here, therefore I come and I conclude for the value of sine, therefore my sine A is going to be, when I take minus minus, it will give me negative, which is not the case. So I should take now minus plus root 5, because root 5 is greater than negative 1, that will mean I'm going to get a positive. The whole over 4. Why? Because our A is acute. In simple terms, positive. Okay, from there, now my interest was to get now cos of 18, which is cos A. So meaning, we know that our cos A is going to be the square root of 1 minus sine squared A from the first identity. Meaning I need sine squared A. So from here, if I square A, sine A, I'm going to be having now the whole squared. So if you square that, see that we have when you square 1 you get 1, negative 1 you get 1, when you square root 5 you get 5. So 1 plus 5 you get 6, this and this, then by 2 minus 2 root 5 over, when you square 4 you get 16. So this is my sine squared A. Then I'm going to come and substitute this in there. So my cos A is going to be the square root of 1 minus now over 16. Now from there, shall get the LCM, then which will be, now this will be 16 minus 6 minus minus to give us plus 2 root 5 the whole over 16. Now you see from there, my cos A is going to be now the square root of 16 minus 6, that will be 10 plus 2 root 5 the whole over 16. And then I'm seeing here I have a 4, so meaning I have to get the square root of this. But what is my A? My A from here was my 18. So now therefore my cos 18 degrees is going to be, square root of this is going to be 1 over 4, then root of 10 plus 2 root 5. And so that's what we have. So members, to get more of these identities, you can visit the playlists, and then please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. That's it. I wish you the best.